What's up, everybody? What's up? It's been a while since I feel like I've posted an episode. Maybe it's been like 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. That would be so long. So I just want to say maybe 2 weeks. And let me see what has been happening, bro. Uh, I've been I've not been very busy, but I've been moving. I've been hanging out with friends. It feels like the older a person gets, the less time they get to spend with their family, and then which is and then like the more important family becomes. You know what I mean? Like the older you get, the less time you get to spend with your family, and then the more important family becomes. So now, like all of a sudden, this family, your family is like way more important than it has ever been. But then at the same time, you're in a situation where you have to like I don't know, be do things. Sometimes go to work or have a schedule that doesn't allow you to like always stay around your family as much as you can. But hey, I've been hanging out. I've been going to church. You know, I go to church very often. But have you ever been somewhere and then it feels like, damn, I'm here, but I'm really just here cuz I think it's the right thing to do, you know? Don't get me wrong, I like to read the Bible and I love God and I believe in God. But man, sometimes I'm just not there. Yeah, bro. I don't know. Is that a confession? But anyways, anyway. All right, my name is Philip, and welcome back to the Bad Cigarette Podcast. And today we're just gonna chill out and then talk about politics, cause, dude, I feel like when it comes to politics, everything has been boiling. You know, uh, a month ago or two during when Trump was getting elected, things was like crazy. Very everybody was like very nervous about the results and shit like that. And then now the election has ended. And dude, I don't know about everybody, but I thought that as soon as gets into office, everything is gonna change. Like I don't know, prices are gonna go down already, and what else did I think was gonna happen? Yeah, I just thought like everything was gonna change, but to be honest with you, it seems like no matter what he promises that will happen, it's not gonna happen faster, or it's not gonna happen as soon as people thought it was gonna happen. Everything's gonna take a very long time. Uh, so many things that we expected people expected will happen right away. I feel like it will take a very long time because I get it. He's like the president, but he can still be challenged by other parties of the other political parties and activist group with whatever decision a president makes, especially when it comes to what is it? When it comes to taking people, being like illegal, saying that he will take illegal immigrants back where they came from. I feel like it's gonna be really challenging, and one thing that I think is that it's gonna make Donald Trump look like a dictator because oh, he's gonna be doing it, and then he think he'll be doing it the right way, the way that he think it should be done, but other people will talk about it and then put it in a way that makes him look like a dictator, even if he's doing something that for most people really wanted, and then that's gonna just have a negative effect. But who gives a fuck, anyways? I think personally, I really do think that I get it when it comes to saying that everybody that showed up in this country illegally has to go back and then start over the process of coming here legally. But would it not be a good idea or a better idea if everybody that's here is kept here, right? And then have everybody else that hasn't crossed the border yet stay outside. But the ones that are here, instead of spending a shit ton of money, like a lot of and millions and billions of dollars, putting them in buses, building camps, because there's some of them that you can't just send back where they came from right away. You gotta go through some kind of legal processes and stuff like that, unless Trump can like find a way to like skip those things. But otherwise, he would have to like get places, like build offices, basically infrastructure to like process those deportations and stuff like that. I don't know exactly what goes on when something like that happens, but what about if the ones that are here are stay here, not like stay forever, but the ones that are here just be here, and then slowly by slow, oh, and then just take them back very, very, very slow, instead of waking up in the morning one day and be like, you know what, we're gonna get these millions of people today, right now, starting right now, and just like take them back where they came from in masses. First of all, where exactly are you gonna take them? Because some of them come from miles and miles and miles away, where you would have to literally fly them. Are you gonna like take every single family back to their house? Some of them sold their house to pay for those illegal border crossing people, or those coyotes, in other words. I don't know if that's an appropriate word to say, but fuck it. But anyways, yeah, because like some of them sold, I feel like, everything that they had to pay for transportation and food and shelter on their way here, because getting here is it's not easy at all. I would imagine if they're coming straight from Nani, from Mexico, it would make sense. Maybe they can, from whatever, they can walk and then boom, and then get to the southern border and then cross. But some of them are from countries that are literally farther away. And then I'm not sure how things work when it comes to deportation, but like, I'm assuming you just put a bunch of people on a plane or in a bus, and then first of all you have to go through some legal things. But let's just say, for example, that one is like skipped, because I know Trump would like do everything he can to make sure that if he doesn't have to go through a legal process for an illegal immigrant in order to like deport them, I feel like he will just straight up just deport them without having to do any legal prosecutions or anything like that. But let's say he actually does that, and he ends up not having to do anything that has to do with legal prosecutions or going through court and judges and stuff like that. I feel like he would just put them on like I'm just imagining, put them on a bus and then ship them to where? Straight to where they came from. And then I guess you just drop them off at the airport, and then their family members inside of that country comes and pick them up and then take them to their houses. It's like, I don't know. I feel like it would be so confusing. But anyways, it's something that Trump has spoken multiple times that he will do. But something else about politicians is that they're liars at some point. Like every single politician lies. There's a chance that whatever Trump say that he will do, there's a chance that he will do it. But then there's another chance that he will try to do, and then when it kind of like prove very difficult, he might just stop it and then blame it on the other party for making it too difficult for him to do it, and then be like, you know what, I tried to do it, and then those other people were like, oh, this and this and that, and then it wasn't able to be done, and he'll just blame somebody else for something like that. But from if I was to judge myself, I feel like it will be done. I'm just curious and very, very worried about how that's gonna affect families and people in general, especially those families. I pray for them every day. I really do pray that, cause like imagine you fight really, really hard and you get into a country and you live there for like you live there for like 5 years or 6 years, and you just live a normal life. You go to work, your kids are in school maybe, and then all of a sudden somebody else becomes president, and now you have to wake up every morning being like, damn, there's a chance that they might take me back where I came from. Every day you woke up, oh damn, there's a chance I might get deported. Damn, there's a chance my kids might either stay here or they might even come with me to go back where I came from, even if they were born here. You see, I feel like that's a very difficult way of living, just living in fear all the time. That's not even good for you in any kind of way. But hey, that's what Trump wants, and that is he thinks that that's the best way to put this country back in the shape that he wants it to be in, or in the shape that regular people wants it to be in. And with it, like there, no matter it seems like no matter the effect that that's gonna have on people, on families, it seems that it will still be done regardless. Because I was watching this court it wasn't in court, I think it was in Congress, where they were talking to this guy that does a lot of things that have to do with the border and immigration, and then I think they asked him, they told him that there's a law that was passed, I think that was meant to protect families from being separated, and they asked him, hey, if you deport these people, let's say there's somebody that lives with their grandmother, or somebody that has their grandmother living with them, and then you come in, and one of those people is an illegal immigrant, then you come in and then you deport one of them, doesn't that mean that you are violating the law, or yeah, that law that we passed? I don't know how long ago was that. And then he was like, well, he gave this example. He say, let's say if you're a police officer, and then you stop somebody, like you stop a dad that has their child inside of the car, and you stop them, and you find out that the dad is doing something illegal or has something illegal in the car, and then you take the dad and arrest him. Do you not then leave the child or the daughter by herself? And the answer is yes. When somebody is found guilty of doing a crime, they will arrest them, no matter how many no matter how many families they have left. So he was just being like, hey, it's almost like the same thing that we would do to anybody else that did something that they were not supposed to do. You do a crime, they take you to jail, no matter whether you have 10 family members that you're gonna be leaving behind or anything like that. So that's kind of what he said. It's just how it's just kind of like the way it works according to him. But I think it's gonna be a mess, and I think it's gonna be really, really. I don't know, man. It's gonna be a whole lot of mess. But I do not take a word from it. Don't I'm not an expert, so don't say, oh my God, Philip said this, so this is gonna happen. No, I'm just guessing, and I'm just trying to predict, and I'm not an expert, as I said. You know what I mean? But I don't know, bro. Trump's gonna be doing a lot of things that people are very worried about. Let's talk about tariffs. So I didn't know exactly what a tariff was until Trump became won this presidency thing, and basically it's just taxes, raising taxes. And right now he's planning on putting almost like a 25% tax or 25% tariff on Mexican goods and Canadian goods, right? And I don't know exactly what kind of economic benefit we get from Mexico, or what kind of economic benefit we get from Canada. But I think that it might be they might be like really really good economical distributors or contributors to America. But Trump is planning on giving them putting a 25% tariff on them, and that's due to the fact that he's saying that they are not securing their borders, and illegal immigrants are coming from Canada, uh, and then from Mexico into the United States, and because of that, he's gonna put a tariff on them. And I don't know if somehow that's gonna. I mean, that's of course my like motivate them to actually do something about their borders. But is that really the best way to go towards it? From like a regular person's point of view, I feel like I really do feel like these countries have kind of ignored this immigration crisis as to some degree, because let's not even talk about Canada because I don't know much about that, but I've been asking myself for so long that hey, we have immigrants, like literally a lot of people coming from the Mexican border, right? And some of those, there's nothing wrong with like looking for freedom. There's nothing wrong with moving to another place in hopes of a better life. That's completely normal. Even like everybody, I don't know, a lot of living things do it. When it gets hot on this side of the world, birds move to the other side. Then when it gets too cold on this side, birds move. It's kind of like a normal life thing. But like the amount of people that are coming, and then and some of them, and the way that they're coming is kind of bad, according to most people. Uh, and one thing that I've always asked myself is that okay, so we have people coming from Mexico, that's good, but like they're coming really on in large numbers, and the kind of transportation that they're using is not very. It's like bad conditions. Some of them take boats. Some of them walk. Like I've seen thousands of people walking like on a straight line, almost like a big 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 parade, walking on a straight line. And I ask myself, when this is happening, right? Let's say they're walking through some part of Mexico, and they're just a line, like lines and lines of people walking towards America, to get to America or to the southern border. What are the local politicians doing inside of that country? Like, dude, let's say this is America and that is Mexico. What are the politicians in Mexico thinking when they see a bunch of women, children, and literally men crossing the border in a way that is not even that's not safe for them? Like if you like if let's just be honest, bro. If you're a leader that really cares about your people, and your people are in a situation where they need to they're like literally fighting really hard to get out of your country and then go to the neighboring country to look for a better life. First of all, what goes into your mind? First thing first, be like, oh my God, my people really need help. They need jobs, they need secure jobs, they need a good living condition. They need, like, what are they looking for? What are they going to the other countries to in hopes of finding? Like as a normal person or a normal politician that cares about your people like really much, like dearly to your heart, the first thing you would do is be like, okay, how can I find a way to get whatever they are going to look for in the other countries, and then bring it to them at their houses. It could be jobs, maybe healthcare. It seems like it's mainly jobs. Oh, but like I don't know. I feel like he does that because every single country has a way of sending its people in another country for work, like a job visa or a work visa and stuff like that. But I don't know. A whole bunch of people just move from Mexico and other countries to come to America, and in like, which is not a bad thing, but like doing it in the way that's being done is wrong. It's like it's not safe. I just feel like these America and Mexico and like whoever runs Mexico just needs to sit down and find a way to basically also help, really help solve this problem. You know, and like if this really happens, if the Mexican president comes to the table with the American president and tries to solve this, because like not every person that's coming through the southern border is from Mexico. Is coming from Mexico. They come from other countries too, but whoever these countries these people are coming from, whoever's running these countries that these people are coming from, if they came together, bro, if they came together on one table with one goal, I really do think that they can find something to do for their people to make sure that their people don't have to get in these small confined boats to cross miles and miles of like oceans to get to America. Because if you can run a whole country, if you're like one person that can run a whole country and do it in a way that you believe is the right way, and you bring like three more people that also are smart enough to run a country, and they believe that they're smart enough to run a country in the right way, I feel like if you put them on one table, they should be able to come up with an idea or a solution to such a problem. Like, there's no way you can say that, oh, we, to me, I feel like they just sit there and watch things happening. Because I've never had any like the Mexican president talking about immigration and how he's like fighting hard to save his people from maybe like crossing the border or potentially putting themselves in danger. Like, does this guy really care about his people? Maybe he does, but I just kind of don't see it personally. I really don't. So I think if you get the president of Mexico and the president of all the other countries that the illegal immigrants are coming from and put them on one table, I think that they can come up with something. And if even the president of Canada, so the president of Canada, Mexico, and whatever country these people are coming from, you put them on one table, or they can, let's just say they make an alliance, some form of an alliance, bro. I think that they can come up with something really big that could help thousands of people, like literally thousands of people. And I don't know, it doesn't seem like they're doing it. It's getting to the point where the United States is using its own money to like deal with this problem, right? And then it feels like they're using tariffs or raising taxes for those countries, so that as a punishment towards now securing their borders, right? But I mean, let's say they had no other choice but to sell their stuffs, sell their things or their goods and services to America, and they don't have any other consumer. America would then be getting that 25% tariffs to then put it towards taking care of illegal immigrants. Well, they can do it themselves and then keep their money inside of their country and then using that money to like literally change people's lives. You know what I mean? I just think that I don't think it's a no-brainer. I don't think it's like a easy peasy thing to do. But I really do think that if you bring two fucking dudes or three dudes that are smart enough to be presidents, put them on one table and tell them to I need to solve an immigration problem. I really do think that they can come up with an idea that would be effective for that. But it doesn't happen. I don't know why. But that's that's how things are. I just feel like if this was done, they could have avoided the 25% tax raise that Trump is putting on them. I don't know. Remember, I'm not an expert. I'm just talking. Joe Biden decided to pardon his son because he was gonna be prosecuted like a few days from now. But Joe Biden was like, you know what? I'm the president, and I'm just not gonna sit here and watch you guys bully my son left and right when I can just sign one little paper and then literally erase every single punishment that you guys were supposed to give him. You know, it's like it's so easy. It seems like all he had to do was just sign the paper, and his son was free of everything. Now tell me, as a politician and also as a dad, would you not do it too? Like, let's say you have a son, right? You're I don't know how old. How old is Joe Biden? Like I don't know, probably like 70, something like that. But you're like old, right? You have a son, and your son is going through something. It doesn't really matter what it is, but you have the power in the world to save him from his bullies or let's just not even call them his bullies or anything that's going against him. As a president, would you not do it? Or as a dad, would you not do it? I would guess you would most likely do it. In this case, it wasn't just a dad getting his son out of trouble. It was also a president using his presidential power to take his son out of trouble, which is like where the problem is. Usually, presidents use this kind of power to, if it's something that has to do with politics and it has nothing to do with personal issues or family issues. And a lot of people do believe that this decision wasn't like he used his political power for personal benefits. Basically, he took his son, who doesn't have a lot of things to do inside of politics. I think he's a businessman, but he used his presidential power to take his family member out of trouble. And people think that he abused the power, but to be honest with you, I don't think I would do it too. Especially if I'm leaving the office. Do you really want me to walk out of a place that could have literally helped my son so bad in like a very when he's in a very bad situation, and I only have a few months in there, and you expect me to just leave and just leave him to the wolves? Like, you really expect Joe Biden to leave his son to his opposition politically, his political oppositions, to, I don't know, prosecute his son however they want? I mean, it's like it's legal to do that. It's legal for him to just, walk out of the office and leave everything the way it is, and then bring back all the papers that needs to be brought back. And then whether his son is being prosecuted or not, he also just lives there without even saying or doing anything about it. Or he can actually do something about it, use his power that he has, that he won't be having for so long, and take his son out of trouble, and then walk out of the office without leaving any kind of debris, without leaving his son in trouble, which then would mean that he wouldn't have that much power to get his son out of trouble after that. Like, he took the chance to be like, you know what, this is my last few months in here, and my son is going through something, and I have the power to get him out of that. So he used it. But the other thing that's a very big problem is that for months and months and months and months, his press representative, or whoever gave the news about the president to the general public was saying that was being asked literally very often, multiple times, if the president was gonna pardon his son, and even the president himself was being asked multiple times if he was gonna pardon his son, and he said no. Many times, many times, he said no, I'm not gonna do it. No, I'm not gonna do it. But fast forward to yesterday, he did it. And the reasoning was he felt like his son was being targeted solely because he is his son. Basically, saying that my son was being targeted because I'm the president and he's my son, and he's being targeted because of that. So I just took him out of trouble because I can do it. Regardless of whether he was actually protecting his son, or regardless of whether his son was being prosecuted because he is the son of a president or not, it's kind of gray. Like we don't know exactly if that's exactly why they were prosecuting him, or if that's if it's not the reason, or if it's the reason, or if it's not the reason, or if it's both. But regardless of what it is, it doesn't really, to a normal person, also as a politician, it doesn't really make any sense for you to get out of office and leave your son to the wolves. It doesn't just make any sense. He did it, and the only thing that I think that people should be mad about is just that he lied to them multiple times, and that's very normal for politicians to lie to the general public. It shouldn't be surprising, and that's how things stand for now. But anyways, it's all. I guess it's all fine because who cares? His son's gonna be his son is not gonna be going to jail. It's not like he's a horrible person that's gonna do some horrible things to people. It's not like he's some kind of serial killer that just got released into public. And I don't know. And thank you so much for watching the Bad Cigarette Podcast.
Hallelujah, pray for my mother and my brother, since I belong now. Oh.